What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and I could not make this video. We're going to be talking about Dead Island 2, and again, not what I expected to read. This comes from Video Game Chronicle, but it actually comes from Tom Henderson. So we are going to take it with a grain of salt, or at least I will. I won't tell you what to do, but this could very easily be right, could very easily be wrong. I can tell you that I trust Tom. Seems to be very, very credible leaker. He's never led me astray, at least massively, before. So I'm going to just keep going with it until I am led astray, I guess. But no, here's what he said. He said, according to everyone that I've been speaking to, the game is in decent state, and it could be announced pretty soon with some kind of gameplay trailer. He's talking about Dead Island 2. A release date expected to be somewhere in Q4 2022, possibly leading up to next year if there's any problems with the development cycle. He also provided some insight on the plot in the beginning of the game. You're on a plane, and there's a zombie outbreak on the plane. Eventually, the plane crashes into Hollywood, best place to crash. You survive, and it's then your job to survive on the ground. And that's that. So, all right, well, I mean, it exists. And what's very funny about this is I think yesterday or the day before, I was talking to my friend on PlayStation, and we were talking about games, and I believe in games. So when games are going through limbo and stuff, I just think it's kind of fun to root for them, or at least, I still expect them to release. So, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is, I don't know how it gets worse with that game, but I actually would bet on the game releasing one day. I don't know in what state. I don't know if it's in 15 years. I don't know if it'll get canceled 4 times first, but I actually do, I believe that it'll come out. Dead Island is another perfect example. BioShock, any of these games. So Dead Island actually was a game that I brought up. That Skull and Bones was a game I always believed was still going to happen, even when nobody cared or nobody was talking about it. Rightfully so, by the way. But I still believed in it. And that's the case with Dead Island. I've always believed that no matter what state the game comes out in, there will be a state, and it will actually, release. Now, is it a wise move? I don't know. Dying Light, I would say this. There's really not a better time to do this. Now, zombie fatigue, I do think, is real. I have seen actually numerous people on my channel that have said, I'm not getting Dying Light for the simple reason it's a zombie game. And I don't blame those people. I get it. I think there is a very real sense that the zombie, era came and it was too much. It lasted for too long, and it burned a lot of people out, and people will not buy games now simply just because it's a zombie, not based off of if it's good or bad, because I love Dying Light 2. I've been playing it every night. I've put in 30 hours. I'm having fun, but I get it. I totally understand. So, on one sense, there probably would be a sense of, maybe now is still not the right time because people have a general, they're kind of out to get zombie games, right? Then on the other side of things, though, it's but also you have less zombie games than ever before. There is more of a lull now, right? And Dying Light has kind of proven, as we've seen from sales and people playing this game, Dying Light is massive. It's a popular franchise, and it's very good, and it's a game that's survived a very long time, and now obviously you get the second one. So I think Dead Island would work. I truly believe a good Dead Island game would have a place in society, in gaming society. Now, does that mean it's going to happen? In terms of it being a good game? No, it does not mean that. Obviously, that would be the biggest question mark. Now, the plot, the Hollywood thing, I think you could do a lot of very, very funny stuff with Hollywood, the Hollywood elite or Hollywood celebs and zombies. I think that would be very comical if they wanted to go into that. That I don't know if they would, honestly. In fact, I kind of doubt it. But, that would be kind of fun. So I feel like there's enough room out there for 2 of these things at the same time. Dying Light obviously is going to be around, Dying Light 2, for, they talk about 5 years of updates. But when Dead Island 2 comes out, it would be close to a year after Dying Light 2 releases. And again, I know it's going to stay around for years, but the peak of its popularity is now. It's not a year from now. It's not 2 years from now. So, yeah, in my opinion. So I think Dead Island would do fine as long as it's solid. I just want to see it. Again, this is another example of a game. Just let me look at it. Obviously, it's going to have changed so much from what we had, it's jumped multiple developers. It's actually jumped multiple publishers as well. I mean, it's not going to be the same game that we saw, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, and also shouldn't be Dying Light, right? It has to be something different. So Fine. I'm not saying it's going to be good. It probably won't be, to be honest with you. I've never actually liked the first Dead Island. I hate that game. I truly do. I don't like that game. Mainly, I will say, not really even not like the developer's fault. Maybe the marketing fault. The trailer. The trailer ruined it. The trailer was so good, and the game, in my opinion, was so not good that those two sides just didn't meet very well. But no, I was not a fan of Dead Island. I'm not a fan of Dead Island Riptide, right? But I've played both of them. But I'm just not a fan. I heavily prefer Dying Light. So I'm not even saying this game is going to be good, but I definitely am rooting for it to exist. I'm rooting for it to be announced and be shown, and I'm not against bad games. I'm not against, I guess I'm not against games out in general, because it's always something to talk about, and then if the game's good, fantastic. And also, kind of like an underdog story, because it kind of came out of nowhere, especially if they announce it, and they say, hey, it comes out the end of this year, be like, holy God, you know what I mean? Like, where did that come from? So I kind of like those stories. Those are fun. They may not end well, but they're at least fun. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. All my social media, including my Patreon and my YouTube memberships, are in the description below if you guys want to check them out. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.